Hello, everybody, and indeed, welcome to another edition of the Chicago Tony V Show. Good morning. Today is Monday. December 11th, I think. That's not bad, December 11th. We're getting close to the day, huh? The big day. Oh, my gosh, Linda, very nice gold medal podium finish. How are you? I'm going to give you some applause. Very nicely done. Good morning. Linda, I know you said the other day that you don't have many people to shop for, which is good. I'm glad. Are you all done now, or do you still have little nicks and knacks? I see Georgie girl on the podium. Good morning, Georgie. I'll do the official podium finish here in a minute. Very nice. Georgie, I learned of a new term today. Eventually I'm going to get to the main topic because I think it's really important. And today we're streaming on YouTube. I don't know how that happened, but we will get to this topic of, unfortunately, we now live in a simulation, and I have proof. I'll share my proof with you. I don't want to think that we're living in a simulation, but after an experience yesterday, I'm firmly convinced that we are. I'll get to that in a little bit. Danny saw me on Twitter, huh? What do you mean saw me on Twitter? Meaning like the stream came up? Yeah, we're streaming on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube this morning. Super, super exciting. Georgie, I learned of a new term. Actually, someone stole my term, or maybe I stole their term. Dinks, right? You know, for me, dink is short for Dinky Doo, which is a little kid, cute little kid. I learned this morning, dink, dual income, no children. Dual income, no children. Mine is D-I-N-K. Theirs is D-I-N-C. I'm probably stating the obvious. Well, thank you for Danny for reeling you in. Very, very nice. You don't get the Discord notices anymore? I had to think about how to spell kids there, Georgie. So you and Danny are probably dinks. Well, maybe you were dinks. Anyway, I learned the term and I was just incensed. I want to do my part to overtake. I want to take the term back. I think my term, dinks, short for dinky doos, is Robo Kitty. Good morning. Yes, I have proof. I'll get into it. I was really, really hoping you would be on the stream today because I need your opinion. I feel like, for me now, open and shut case. Georgie, that stinks. We've missed you. My laptop's been having issues too, and I'm the guy doing the streams. What does that say about me? Let's get to the podium finish. Let's get to the podium. In the gold medal position, lovely Linda, Silent Biker. Good morning, dear. Congratulations. In the silver medal position, the stunning redhead, Georgie girl. Good morning, Georgie. Just a small town girl. And Danny. Good morning, Danny. Let's see. If I'm not mistaken, the bronze goes to the witty, the talented, the beautiful, the piano playing, the elusive Robo Kitty. Good morning, dear. Good morning. Okay, Robo, are you working today? I just want to set the stage in my mind. In the back of my mind, it's like, can Robo devote all the time to this? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know where my coffee went to shit. I don't like my coffee anymore. I don't know what's going on. Okay, you're changing in the locker room. Okay, hot. How am I supposed to concentrate thinking about that, dear? How am I supposed to concentrate? Okay. So I'm just going to tell you my story. You let me know what you think. I think I'm onto something here. Hear me out to the end too, because I think for maybe a long time you're gonna be thinking, what the hell is this? Does this prove we're in a simulation? I'll get there, okay? Bear with me. All right. So my experience yesterday all starts with, and also this is gonna explain why I look homeless too. I realize that I look homeless now. It's because I was up much of the night, uh, partially because I'm in pain because I injured myself yesterday, and partially because of I was just pondering what happened. This was so unsettling. Anyway, here we go. Yesterday I was doing what I do so many times around this time of the year. Every year of my adult life, I'll say, what am I doing? I don't like Christmas. I don't like Christmas shopping. I certainly don't like receiving Christmas gifts, right? So yesterday I was meandering around kind of out of a sense of panic. I do this every year. I don't like Christmas, so I don't get prepared, right? And um, I was meandering. Now I finally, I never know what to do. I don't know what to get people because I don't like receiving gifts. What do you get the guy who has everything he would want, allegedly? That's why it's hard for me to shop for anyone else. I just don't get it. I don't get gifts. Anyway, I was in panic mode and I finally had the idea. I got to do something here. I got to get in line. There's kids in the family I want to buy for, and I thought, you know what? Silver. I'm gonna get them some silver, right? I'll teach them a little lesson about money. You know me. So off I go. Now it turns out there's fewer and fewer places to go buy silver. As a matter of fact, one of my go-tos, I just realized the other day, closed down. Anyway, I found this. There's this place out in the country that has nice commemorative stuff, right? Which is a good thing to give a kid. My grandpa gave me commemorative stuff, silver and stuff when I was a kid. Off I go. I didn't really realize this was like an hour and a half drive. I'm driving out in the country. Some people like lottery scratch tickets. That would have been easier than what I did yesterday. That would have been real easy. How about some of those joke scratch tickets? Have you ever seen those? Those are super fun. Where the person wins, you get to see them freak out and then get to see them realize they really didn't win. I'm going to try and make a long story short because this is super weird. As I said, I was on my way out. Now, by the speed of this story, I definitely won't be able to hear the whole thing. Damn it. Well, I'm going to go. Maybe you'll have to listen to the replay. Then you can text me what's your assessment. I stopped for lunch in this town, a Midwestern town. I'm not going to name names, which maybe will become obvious later. I don't know why, but I got hungry. I stopped in this town. Now this thing used to be, it had glory days, right? It's one of these cool, like sort of medium-sized towns that probably had like a General Motors plant in it, or like a Ford plant or something, or a steel mill. I don't know what. It's a grand old town that's seen better days. And I stopped and got a sandwich, at a thing, right? Well, I was going through on my way now further to the coin shop. I was leaving town, on my way out of town. I noticed a bookstore with a on their kind of main street stretch. I said, "Wow, this thing looks interesting," and this was like a one-off mom and pop. This was not like a Barnes and Noble or something like that. Do they even have bookstores anymore? Borders, is that even still a thing? Anyway, what they had done was very interesting. They had taken an old bank. This thing had been an old bank, and they converted it into this one-off, very interesting, very cool-looking bookstore. Wow, that's kind of cool. And again, I'm in this mode that I've been in so many times before, right? I gotta go get stuff for the nieces, the nephews, etc. Right? Employees. Borders are gone. Barnes and Noble are still around. I'll be dipped. Anyway, I walk in. It's interesting for a town that's dying. This was a really cool bookstore. It was basically pretty well done. It was very, very interesting. This thing had it was a big bank, former bank, right? It had these cool like marble columns in it. You could against a far wall, you could see the like teller windows and stuff. They still had teller windows up. There was still a big the big safe type deal was over on one side, this gigantic steel door and everything. It was really cool. All this beautiful old woodwork. You know what I'm talking about, right? And I'm going through little sections, and I'm like, I'm onto something. This is going to work out. They had, those moleskin books where you take notes and all that stuff. Little journals. Those are a no-brainer. Every kid needs a journal, right? I was like, I'm going to get some moleskins. And what else? I mean, I was looking through the history books. Now, many of them were bullshit, fake history, in my humble opinion. So I ended up not really picking up any of those. Anyway, I spotted one of those carousels with it's like a display where you rotate it around, you spin it, right? Carousel, is that the right term? With board games. I can see like Monopoly, that's a no-brainer. Parcheesi. Sorry. Again, to me, this is like easy, low-hanging fruit. Like I was thinking about my niece who's just finally starting her adult life. She's about to graduate college. She probably doesn't have board games. That's what I was thinking in my brain. And, this all happened in split seconds, and I head toward the carousel. Well, what I didn't realize, there was a portion. This was kind of the center portion of this place. I was like around the periphery. This center area that this carousel was in. How do you even put it? It had a lower floor by like 2 inches, or it had a step down, essentially. And I couldn't tell. I couldn't notice this. Now, in hindsight, I feel I should have known, but my brain didn't register that there was a step down. This was visually, you guys can see where this is headed, at least part of it. This is visually, it's all the same. It looks like the same floor. It's really a poor design. I don't know how many people have, anyway, My brain thought there was going to be floor there. I took a step. My brain thought there was going to be floor there. I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys. Have you ever stepped where you thought there was going to be ground and there wasn't ground? It's incredibly unsettling and unbalancing. And it shifted me from just casually, oh, I'm going to go see how much Parcheesi is, to like, holy shit, what the fuck happened? You broke your leg like this, Georgie? Holy cow. Yeah, this is serious shit. And I didn't get out of this unscathed. The ground wasn't there. And so I shifted immediately from casually walking to, it's weird. I was falling. It put my weight forward. And I mean, I was stumbling. I was doing the thing. You fall forward and your legs are trying to keep up so you don't actually fall, which makes it seem like you're running, or maybe literally makes you run. I'm trying to run to get my legs back under myself. And this is where the next thing. So it was a step down. Didn't expect to step down, turned my ankle, ended up with a fractured leg. Yeah. I'm stumbling forward, trying to get my feet back under me, and it's not working. This is the most unsettling thing, because part of what this did for me was it was a little insight into I'm becoming an old man, right? Because I feel like at an earlier part of my life, I would have been able to recover from this and I wouldn't have fallen. So anyway, I'm running forward, and now basically what I did is I did this to like brace myself. I ended up basically tackling the carousel of board games. And what can I say? It was quite a scene. It was quite a scene. So, I mean, but we've only just begun. We've only just begun. Maybe I need a little more coffee. It was super embarrassing. Super embarrassing. And I instantly realized someone who didn't see me, didn't see the whole thing, maybe they saw the last part of the thing, it would have looked to someone like I just decided I'm going to tackle that carousel of board games. And like I sprinted and just jumped into it, right? But the whole thing was on the ground. It made, this is, the floor was these little tiles. This made a bunch of noise, and board games went everywhere. And then there was, behind it, there was a table of some things stacked up. I knocked some things on the table. It was freaking horrible. And so anyway, horribly embarrassing. So at least what's my instinct? My instinct is right to you want to go right to I'm fine. It's okay. Nothing happened, even though I had just obviously. So my instinct was to try to get up. First of all, my freaking kneecap, I must have banged my knee on the floor as throughout this whole thing, because oh my God, it hurt. But the more immediate problem is I had done this to like brace myself and all this shit. This was like some old wire carousel thing. Well, as I was trying to get up, a portion of one of these how do I explain it? It like a clip on one of these shelf areas can you see in between. I wasn't wearing this watch, a different watch, but in between my watch band and my wrist. I was like, and this thing got in between there, unbeknownst to me. And then so when I try to get up, now I'm like stuck to part of the structure. So freaking unsettling. Obviously, a scene ensues. People start to come over to help, and so a beautiful. It sounds like a comedy movie. It does, Georgie, but I'm only getting started. I was up much of the night because I was so rattled by this. So, beautiful woman comes over. Oh my God, are you okay? Right? And then says, Tony. And I looked, and I knew instantly who it was. I want you. Let me. It's hard to explain. All right, so I live very far from where I grew up. Very far. Takes me a long time to get there, right? And then I was from where I live now, I was even in way more podunk, the opposite direction of where I grew up. The beautiful baby who came to my rescue, right? I went to grade school with. Grade school and high school. What are the freaking chances? This was actually, yeah, holy shit. This was I really hesitate because I kind of don't want this to get back to her. I know a little bit here and there, some people from the old neighborhood check in. What are the chances? Pretty good? No, it's got to be next to zero. So this was my first girlfriend. In 5th grade. This is from an age where you didn't even know if you didn't even know what do you do? You get a girlfriend, what do you do? I don't even know. No clue. So like 5th grade. Kristen B. Lovely lady. And she was my girlfriend for like a week. It didn't last because what do you do? I can't even. She lived far enough away I couldn't even ride my bike to her house. So, but I was at her house during that week of bliss back in 5th grade. And what's so weird to me, honest to God, is first of all, I recognize her immediately. Now I've seen her. I saw her I saw her at a grade school reunion years and years ago. And before then, the previous time I had ever seen her was in high school. So I saw her one time in, let's say, I don't know, 2010, something like that, one evening. And then the next time, I had just tackled a thing I had just tackled a display of board games in a little podunk bookstore from an old converted bank, and I was stuck to the fucking thing. And this girl, Kristen B. Did you guys? I'm curious. I know some of you are ladies. Well, really, all of you are, but Danny's out there somewhere. Maybe this is different for guys. I don't know. But in my childhood, there were a couple of girls that were just somehow they were so beautiful that you just couldn't help but stare. It was like having a a, a work of art, you know, that was it was like having a work of art that was there living, breathing, right? And so I can remember being a kid. Kristen B was the kind of person you'd catch yourself. Oh my God, I'm staring again. Oh shit. Okay. And there she was. Hell, and my God, she's hardly aged. Almost zero. Me, I've aged a ton. How did she even recognize me? I think that's completely bizarre. I guess when you grow up with someone, you know them so well that whatever. She knew me instantly. It's like, holy shit. And she she even touched my hand because we were I had to figure out what the fuck I'm attached to this goddamn part of this wire shelf thing. And anyway, we finally figured out, okay, unclip the watch and everything's going to come apart. Maybe she's a covert pepperoni. I would be shocked. She definitely didn't mention anything about that. Like I said, there are a few people back from my grade school days that know about the show. So it's possible that word has gotten out. But I was like, what the hell are you doing here? And she had a daughter who had been in a basketball tournament, a faraway traveling basketball tournament. They were on their way back and stopped in the same bookstore where I tackled our paths crossed at one of the most inopportune times imaginable, really. And so here's what I'm thinking. It took me a while to really think about this, but it finally dawned on me. I think this is so what's the word? Well, I think I just used it. You know, what are the chances? It's so it's so improbable. There's the word. It's so improbable that something crazy like that would happen, and then someone from my past would be right there to witness it happening, so far away from where we both grew up. I mean, opportune. I mean, in a way, opportunity for what though? You know, I mean, it was weird. It was weird seeing her again because, I mean, you know, I spent my childhood like every other dude in my grade school and high school, probably in love with this woman, you know, just because she's so beautiful and so lovely. So I don't know what it's an opportunity for, but I got thank you, Feeling News. But I got to thinking later, and this is what kept me up, other than like I have like a little whiplash or some shit, like my neck hurt all night. But I finally decided I think the chances are actually zero I'm almost leaning toward it's like there's a puppet master now. Imagine, like, I have a friend who has argued with me forever. He's my flat earth friend, right? But he said, I think we're in a simulation. I don't even think it's real. And whatever, in one ear, out the other. But I finally got to thinking, this is so improbable. It's almost as if let's say we are in a simulation and the creator wanted me to figure out, oh, this isn't even real. Like, being put in that weird of a situation is maybe almost a sign this isn't real. What do you think about that? Like, there's for the moon landing is fake, people. There are some photo studies of all the Apollo photos that I have to admit, some of those photos are so crazy and improbable. And people have argued they want you to know, like, this is some behind the scenes people wanting to, like, they can't tell you whatever, but they want you to figure it out. That's what it felt like to me. I've said on the show before a couple different times, I was once standing in front of the White House, whatever, 1,000 miles away from my house. I was standing in front of the White House, and I looked over, and my neighbors from down the street were also standing in front of the White House that very moment. Maybe that was the same type of situation. Maybe it's all a simulation, and I get tapped on the shoulder a little bit. Something so improbable. But to me, what happened to me yesterday is way more improbable than running into my neighbors in front of the White House, because at least people visit the White House, right? That's like a thing to do when you're an American. But this thing, off the charts. So you think it's more likely, says Georgie, that some overseer is trying to send you some message through a simulation than it is you happen to run into someone from your past? Well, all I'm saying is I'm kicking it around, because let's not forget, okay, if I ran into her, let's say everything that happened yesterday happened except the horrible, embarrassing part, right? I freaking tackled a display in the bookstore like I'm Dick Butkus or something like that, right? And then I am stuck to the, all right, let's say none of that happened. I would say, yes, that is super improbable that I was in this totally off the beaten path, random place, and I ran into her this far away from where she and I both grew up. I would say that's totally improbable. But then I think the fact that we saw it, or that it happened, that happened, it's almost too improbable. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I'm kicking it around. Dick Butkus is an unfortunate name. He did just pass away a month ago or so, month or two ago. May he rest in peace. So there's one other time, now that I think about it. You know how they say things happen in threes? I was at, there's this big event in Chicago, Taste of Chicago, I think is what it's called. I don't know if they still do it. I haven't been in years, but when I was in college, I was at the Taste of Chicago now. And I think Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's proof. I don't know how you can even. I mean, yeah, maybe the title of my show is strongly worded. You know what I mean? But to me, this really has me thinking. I'm not kidding. It's so improbable. What are the fucking chances? Anyway, here's my other thing. I was at Taste of Chicago years and years ago. There was, I think Ray Charles was playing or something like that some evening. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people at Taste of Chicago. And of course, Porta Johns too. I'm standing in line at a Porta John, and some poor dude that's in a Porta John gets it tipped over. Some total fucking assholes come out of nowhere and tip this thing over. And the dude on the door, so the dude had to struggle and everything to get out of the damn thing. And I'll never forget, he got out of the thing. This guy had he was a blonde-headed dude with a beard, a big beard. And he had blue, whatever that blue chemical, and shit in his beard. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Anyway, years later, I'm talking, this is to another classmate, another former classmate of mine from high school. Talking, my brother and I, my brother was there with me, my little brother. We're telling this other guy about that scene. The guy totally knows what we're talking about. He was there. If we figured out he was standing on the other side of this Porta John, and so he was there. He saw the same thing. Out of all the random things, he saw the same dude with the beard get. He was right there. I don't know. Maybe this isn't real. Some of these things are too improbable. Danny, who has always lived in Maryland, has an epic coincidence story about going to Bike Week in Daytona. I'll make him tell you sometime. It's a great story. Yeah, these coincidence things. You know, this, I'll say this. All right. Maybe I need to put it this way. If there is some sort of creator who's yanking my chain, you know, then I would request that I'm going to need to be shown when I'm in Kuala Lumpur. Give me a sign. That's what I'll say. I think if something like this happens in freaking Malaysia in December, I think then I'll say, okay, I don't think I'm real. I'm some sort of computer code. I hope that's not the case. Although it would be nice not to have to shave. If I figure out that I am some sort of simulation, maybe I'll just turn into some sort of bank robber or I don't know. Maybe I'll start doing some crazy stuff. It was a weird weekend, people. But I'm going to chalk this up again to that mode I was in yesterday, which was, I gotta go find gifts. I hate that. This is one of the main reasons I just don't like. I don't like the holidays, the gift giving part. If we could just have another Thanksgiving where it's like, let's get together and let's eat, I'm totally in. The gift giving part, I can't start doing the crazy stuff without the input from your programmers. This is true. Maybe unless I get a virus. Maybe I'm part, what if I'm AI, right? What if I do have input from the programmers, but then I also have some sort of free will? Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. God, I need a shave. I look like hell. I was up much of the night. I slept a little. I even thought, oh God, I'm not even going to do the show. I'm exhausted. But then I got a little sleep right before. Hey, before I forget, I think there's some Amber music homework. Let's see, Amber and Tank, Collective Soul, December. Collective Soul. Amber is an inspiration to me. Of course, maybe she's a computer program too. Maybe so. If RoboKid is a computer program, Tank is. Amber said that she has made contact with Tank. He is still alive. He was doing some sort of social media blackout, which he has, he needs to do from time to time. So, speaking of blackout, just a reminder. So, this week I'm going to do shows all week. Now, Thursday and Friday are going to be early, 6 instead of 7. I gotta get that worked out. Because I would like this show to be always at 7. But then starting the 18th, December 18th through the end of the year. Oh, and of course I've locked up. No shows because I'll be in Malaysia. Oh, I'm back. Robo is no more a computer program than you are, at least since you've met in real life. This is true. And I've also met Lady Letter Carrier, right? Twice, actually. Yep. This is true. However, I mean, what happened to me yesterday, like I said, it has me questioning everything. It seems like it can't possibly be real. It's so improbable. I don't know. What is real life, Georgie? What even is it? So would you have called you and Danny dinks? Is that a term you would have used for yourselves? I remember when I started saying dinks, I think you said, oh, that means something else. Is that what it meant? Dual income, no kids? Okay. So you wouldn't have called yourself that. Maybe it means something else. I think we went through this and I can't remember what it actually means. Look what I clipped. Leave the World Behind on Netflix is just the scariest kind of movie. Have you guys heard of this? Leave the World Behind. So Dinky Doo means something? That's right, Dinky Doo. What does that mean? I know to me it means a little kid. Cute little goofy kid. The scariest kind of movie. I like scary movies. And I gave up my Netflix, so I guess I can't watch this one. Is this a Netflix original, I wonder? I really wonder. I wonder if I'll ever see it. Probably not. His belly stuck out farther than his dinky doo is a context for the phrase that I was familiar with. Whoa. All right. That just describes several decades of my life, Georgie. I've only recently been able to verify that I still have one. For years, it was a dinky don't. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see if it can still do. This is how I lived, right? Once you accept the fact that queso and margaritas taste better than being skinny, the second half of your life begins. I'm almost the reverse. This is how I spent the first half of my life. Although the margaritas, I mean virgin ones, I would do. I've never been much for the booze. But I have flipped this. I want to see what living healthfully feels like. That's how I'm trying to spend the second half of my life, even though I am well past the halfway point of my life. Well past. I can see the clubhouse. But I would like to feel like at least it would be nice to feel healthy for like a year before I kick the bucket. It's okay, Linda. You're getting your exercise. How you know that's how I will know that the show has become very, very interesting and compelling is if you stop to make a comment while you're walking Bentley. Then I'll know I'm really on to something. It's pouring here, so he won't go out. Those days are rough because you know the dog needs to go. This is clear. You know it. And they don't like to get rained on. It's weird. It's like they're vampires or something. There's snow on the ground in Maryland. Wow. It's been pretty clear here in Sheboygan. Cold but clear. You're getting prepared for the pup to track mud in the house? or to pee on the rugs. I get it. Poop on the rugs. All right. Oh, do you guys want to see my Airbnb for I'm staying in next week? I can't believe a week from Wednesday, I'm going to be kicking it back in. Now, it's funny. I feel like, yes. Okay. Here we go. Doesn't that look nice? It's got no, wait a minute. That's from Old School Cool. I got mixed up. I really should show the Airbnb though. Maybe I'll remember to do it tomorrow. I'm pretty psyched. The view is just unbelievable. Let me actually see if I can audible. I mean, doesn't that kid from Connecticut, he does Airbnb on live streams, right? Let me see if I can log in and see my place. Got to do a security check. Elliott City, Maryland. The hell is going on? Okay, trips. Log in. Let's see. Aha. I'm just trying to see, is there any personal info here that's gonna... there's a couple things I don't want to show. Wait a minute. I thought there's a way to... It's an 8-hour drive to Cape Cod from where Georgie is. Okay. I think yeah. Check out this view. Look at that. Kuala Lumpur out there. Geez, 76 photos. Very, very nice. If I'm watching a ton of TV, I'm doing something wrong. There's a, this is like a daybed type deal. I can't wait to see that view at night. You know what I mean? That's what I'm totally... Espresso machine. Yes, please. You like it, Georgie? I think it's going to be really good. I think they even have a bidet in this sucker. The one thing I really I wanted to I actually looked and looked. I wanted a nice big tub. I like to you know, I like a good bath when I'm on the road. It's rare though, and it was hard to find in KL. I found one or two places that had nice tubs, but there were other things about it where I was just like, can't do it. So just doing showers. This thing has its own little kitchen type. There's a fridge. It has its own little kitchen type deal. These are other parts of the building. We know I'm going to be using the workout stuff quite a bit, right? Not. Anyway. Geez, why is it showing me like Nintendo or something like that? Yeah, I just can't wait to see that view at night. Can't wait. It's going to be good. Super exciting. Georgie, by the way, I still need help on the socks. I need to know what I'm doing. And I lost your number. My Google thing, I lost all my whatever that good, so I can't text anyone. I don't know. Maybe Discord. I need to know, like, should I roll them up? So like, you mean like roll them down, and then when I get on the plane, roll them up? I do wonder how. There's got to be a YouTube, right, on how to use these socks. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm nervous about. I'm kind of nervous about how money works over there. I mean, I think I have it covered. Yeah, not packing them, wearing them. when I originally talked about the socks, Georgie will remember this, I'm sure. Someone, I think Tank was talking about if you wear them wrong, you can really damage your legs or something like that. I don't know. It made me all apprehensive. So, yeah. Good to see you, BDM. I'm going to give you some applause. There you go. You're welcome. Let's see. Money. Oh, my phone. That's right. I'm supposed to go to the AT&T store today. I want to talk to them about how's this sucker going to work over there. This iPhone. What else? I have a place to stay. I have plane tickets. Is that a video on how to wear the socks, Linda? You guys are too good to me. Anyway, I leave a week from tomorrow. Unbelievable. I'm getting picked up. I'm getting Ubered to the airport, which that freaks me out too. But they're picking me up at 2:30 in the morning because I just want to get there well ahead of time. I'm not one of these like push it to the last minute. I'm not going to do the OJ Simpson running through the airport. Nope, not me. I'm going to saunter, or you're going to wheelchair my ass through there. Practice to put the socks on. All right. I'm wondering when I put them on. If I put them on before I leave my house, is that too early? Do people put these things? Do they put these on when they're on the plane? Isn't that gross? I don't know when to do it. I don't know why I'm so worried about this. It's going to be crazy that I'm going to be there, though. I'm super excited. Nervous, too. Anyway. All right, well, I think I made it obvious, but just in case, if there are programmers running this simulation, just do something obvious when I'm in KL, will you? All right. I'm going to do the dismount, everyone. I love you. I like you. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. Good to see everybody. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 again. Until we meet again, don't take any shit from anybody. All right.